don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. That's a direct order. Do it now.
He's been put down, ripped off, cut open. Now, he's unleashed. Unleashed. The American insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries, Rebellion Radio.
Hello, my brother from another mother. How are you? My sister from another Mr. Deplorables. From sea to shining sea. Hello, welcome. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. We are powered by Right Wing News. You can see us on Liberty One TV, and we are sponsored by the HearMeOut app, and it is an app that is more important now than ever before. When we are finding out the truth, and the truth is that we're being lied to and we're being censored, and everything that we have been afraid of and concerned about in this horrible media climate is being proven true. We need to have an outlet to be able to be sure that our voices can be heard. This outlet is not the one. Twitter is not the one. Please follow me. Download the app. It's called the HearMeOut app. One long word, HearMeOut app. It's like Twitter, but you use your voice. It's very easy to use. I comment on there a couple of times a day. I want you to comment on there too, because we cannot be silenced. And it is time. It is time. It is time. Because the lies are becoming so overwhelming. The lies are becoming so ingrained into our social consciousness that if we don't fight back the lies, we're going to lose. And I don't want to be on the losing side. Do you? We've lost Hollywood. We've lost the millennial generation. The question is, can we bring them? They've been brainwashed so much. Can we bring them back? And that's the question. Let me do some check-ins, and we'll do some more coming up in a little bit as well. But let's see here. Janine is there. Reagan is there. A rebel from Ray from Texas. Dave is watching. B.I. is there. Kara's there. John is in Altus, Oklahoma. Michelle is watching. Rick is saying, make America great again. Kim is saying hello from Missouri. Peggy is there. Curtis, hi. Julie is watching on Liberty One. Thank you very much. By the way, there's doing something new on Liberty One TV, and I hope you'll check it out. They are now not charging, and I believe you just go to liberty1tv.com. And if anybody's at Liberty One, make sure you can let me know. But it's a great page, and there's some great shows on there. Really, really good hosts. And again, a way for you to get the truth when the truth is not being told. David's there. Missy says, we should all take a breather. Love each other when it comes to illegals coming and getting freebies before us Americans. We should all be upset over DACA. Yet Dems shut down, did not even care about the children chip program. They are evil. Never vote Democrat. Tori is there saying, thank you, good show. Beverly's there. Rebecca, thank you for keeping it real. Curtis is there. Everybody, keep it going. Keep the thumbs up going, too, if you would, please. And we need to go around these SOBs and the big social media companies. The way to do it is by your engagement. You're typing. You're asking questions. You're putting comments on the program. And then, of course, sharing. Share. All right, let's get off to something I saw over the weekend. And you may have gotten this email, too. Got an email from Twitter, of all companies. And Twitter has put an update, a review of the 2016 election. They wanted to inform you of all the evils that the evil Russians have done. Because the Russians are so much smarter than you. If you voted for Trump, obviously you're a dummy. And because you're a dummy, Twitter and Facebook have to make sure that you're so stupid that you can't be brainwashed by the Russians. Now, they don't want to talk about the brainwashing they're doing on everybody else. But did you see what they're considering the brainwashing from the Russians? Look at this. First of all, there is a nice little T-shirt. And let's see if I can bring it up here. There we go. Nice little T-shirt. And it says, Obama called me a clinger. Hillary calls me a deplorable. Terrorists call me infidel. Trump calls me an American. according to Twitter, that came from the Russians. And you're so stupid you bought it. Where in there is it not true? By the way, I'm sorry I didn't think of that. I would have loved to have made $1 million on that T-shirt. If you like that T-shirt, give me a thumbs up or a heart. I think it's an awesome T-shirt. Oh, but the Russians, they put $50 in and they promoted that. Yeah, you know what? So what? And by the way, if that was a Democrat T-shirt against Trump or whatever, so what? It's a T-shirt. If you're so stupid and a T-shirt of any stripe, left or right, if that influences you to vote for an election, you're too dumb to vote. That's what I think. All right, here's another one. You don't even need these polls to show Donald Trump won. You can read it on Bill Clinton's face. It's another great meme. I mean, if this is the best Putin can do, hey, Putin's pretty good. But it didn't make me vote for Donald Trump. Did it make you vote for Donald Trump? Here's another one. FBI Director Comey resign now by the American people. Retweet if you think FBI Director Comey should be impeached for blocking the investigation and abetting a criminal. Now, we're finding out more information every day that Comey has been a criminal, that he is doing crimes, that he did work out a deal with Hillary. That came out today. But because Twitter claims and Facebook claims that the Russians paid them to put this out and reshare, that you're so stupid that made you vote for Trump. Mm-hmm. By the way, didn't that come out after Trump was elected? Let's see. Cops have killed 68 people in 22 days since Kaepernick started protesting. 68 in 22 days. Have no words. Cops have killed 68 people in 22 days. Yeah, that sounds more like a liberal thing. That's not going to be a Trump supporter thing. Retweet if you think that President Trump should put George Soros on the FBI most wanted list. I could have written every one of these. I guess I'm a Russian. Okay. So that's Twitter's. Now, let me ask you this, and I want you to comment right now. Do you think that these are so horrible and that these comments from supposedly the Russians, is this what made you vote for Donald Trump? Is this what feeds you the hatred that the left continues to say that you're consumed with? Yeah, I do hate George Soros. And I'll tell you why. George Soros is a guy who's made billions of dollars on shorting countries. He made, billions of dollars shorting the British pound, betting against Britain. So, if you're a guy like this and you make money watching countries fail, what do? You back the politicians that are going to do the wrong thing. And then you bet against them. You bet against the country. Oh, well, George Soros, he put all that money in Barack Obama because he believes in liberal causes. He put all that money in supporting the marijuana because he thinks marijuana is good. No, he wants you stupid. He wants this country dumbed down so he can bet against it. That's what this is about. Why is that not what Facebook and Twitter is fighting against? That's what I think. You? What's your take on that? Comment right here. Let's see. Rusty, looking forward to tonight's show. Sick of the lies, says Sue. Let me go down further. Maria, we don't want Hollywood. We don't want them back. Adonis from Garland, Texas. Kansas City, Missouri is where David is. Daniel is in North Carolina. New York there. Hey, Greg, how are you? Jasper, Alabama is where Michelle is. Let's see on the other pages. We've got Thomas. Let's see here. Okay, Thomas is, I'm a prophet of God. Okay, Thomas is a nut job. Let's see, what show is this? My name is Rusty Humphries. Thank you for asking. Bravo. Julie says, no, the Russians did not make me do anything. And that's kind of the point. See, the left is so blind to the fact of why Donald Trump was voted in. It wasn't because of the Russians, and it wasn't because of George Soros, and it wasn't because of billionaires that poured money in. It was the exact opposite. And here's where I keep wanting to tell people, you can believe the lies, or it's time to open up to the truth. And I believe you are one of the people that understand the truth and understand what it is that I'm talking about. And this is some of the stuff that you could tell your friends. Okay, because it's time that we start trying to persuade our friends into understanding what it is that we're talking about, okay? Why'd you vote for Donald Trump? He grabbed the coochies and he did all these horrible things. We knew he was a horrible person. Okay, we knew it. Do we care? Honestly, no. Why didn't you care about Bill Clinton? Because Bill Clinton was running on, hey, I'm a great guy. I'll tell you what, I feel your pain. We knew he was lying. Okay? The country has gone so far from its founders since Bill Clinton. It's dangerous. And it's so dangerous that people like me and people like you, and tell me if you disagree, we decided that we would go all in on doing everything we could to get those people who have been in power for a long time uncomfortable and hopefully out of power. Why? Do we need people that understand government? We need those professional politicians. No! We've done it enough. Over and over and over again. And the country gets deeper and deeper in debt. We go further and further to kooky land on the left. I mean, we've gone from don't ask to don't tell to yesterday 2 guys got married at West Point. We got kids today that don't know what gender or pronoun to use. Well, there's more than 2 genders. No, there's not. You're just an old fuddy-duddy, Rusty. You ain't know nothing. No, I live in reality. I'm not going to pretend just to make you feel better about yourself. And that's the problem. We're too busy pretending to make people feel better about themselves instead of them doing something themselves to make themselves feel better. By the way, President Trump has just signed that bill to reopen the government. It's now open. Yay, my life is so much better. The government's open now. Woo! I didn't notice anything. I'm sure you didn't notice anything. They did do a couple of smart things. Trump, you still got to give him credit. Trump is a master of the media, and you got to respect him for it. There was a great... and Democrats are all mad about this. That's why I love it. But they did a great message at the White House for people who called during the government shutdown. Did you hear this one? Let me play a clip here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
Thank you for calling the White House comment line. Thank you for calling the White House. Unfortunately, we cannot answer your call today because congressional Democrats are holding government funding, including funding for our troops and other national security priorities, hostage to an unrelated immigration debate. Due to this obstruction, the government is shut down. In the meantime, you can leave a comment for the president at www.whitehouse.gov/contact. We look forward to taking your calls as soon as the government reopens.
And the Democrats are, oh, man, how dare Trump do that? Oh, that's evil. Well, again, he's right. He's telling the truth. But some people don't want to hear it. For example, Jerry on the page says, don't build a wall. It's not what God wants. We are all one human race. I'm sorry. I believe Jerusalem had walls. King David built walls. King Solomon built walls. So where in the hell, Jerry, did you get that God said don't build walls? I mean, are you a false prophet? I don't listen to false prophets. That's not what God wants. Based on what Bible verse? Please show me, you biblical scholar. Idiot. Shelley's listening from Orlando. Forrest thinks the Democrats shot themselves in the foot with this shutdown over illegals over citizens. David says, drain the swamp. Right wing, left wing, they all belong to the same bird. Yep. Let's see. Janice says, California needs to show up at the polls and vote in a sane bunch of leaders. They continue to elect socialists. You cannot have a quarter of the population work and 3/4 take benefits. Look at the masses of homeless shelters. California used to be a vacation destination, but no longer. The infrastructure is falling apart, and there's no money to fix it. But, Janice, that's not what they're planning on doing. No, we got a story today from WorldNet Daily, and it says, and it's an important one, that California wants to register illegal aliens to vote automatically. According to WorldNet Daily, starting on April 1st, it appears that if you get a driver's license, and by the way, illegal immigrants can get a driver's license, you're automatically eligible to register to vote should you choose. And they're not asking for legal status. Now, in my opinion, if that is the case, and if that is true story, and I don't know if that's fake news or not fake news, and let's just say it isn't for a minute, if that's not fake news, then I do not believe California should be involved in any federal elections at all. Not for president, not for House members, and not for the Senate. California, if they allow illegal immigrants to vote, then they are encouraging illegality. They are encouraging false votes and should have no say in what happens in our country. Do you agree or disagree? Comment right here. Thumbs up, hearts, give me all of them. To me, that's a shocking, shocking story. And then the other story, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that out there. I don't know if you saw some of the marches over the weekend. Great guy goes out there and did some great man in the street interviews. I'll play some of them here. One of them here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
It's like the number one reason that everyone is here. What brings you here today?
Everything.
Basically everything that he stands on as a platform, to be honest.
What about you? What do you disagree with Trump so far?
Well, I work for a tribe for a lot of time, so about 5 years, so a lot of negativity towards the tribes. I'm not down with that. And also...
By the way, I got to stop that. I want you to take a good look at the sign. It says, no, drive out Trump-Pence regime, refusefascism.org. Usually those signs are yellow. But if you take a look at every left-wing protest, and I'm not making this up, this is going to sound conspiratorial, it's just a fact. Those signs are paid for by the Communist Party USA. They do it at every left-wing rally. They use the same font. They usually are yellow signs, but you could tell by the way they're laid out. They're laid out the same way every single time. If you go to refusefascism.org, and I haven't done it, but I'll bet you somewhere, if you look closely, Communist Party USA will be there. That's a fact. But again, do today's people even want to know facts? Obviously not these children, but let's get back to these videos.
You know, just the bullshit.
What are you protesting Trump for?
He's a conservative. I don't like conservatism.
I got ahead of people because of my position as a white male. I think that the people that need to stand up are people that have the power to say something, like myself. And I think that's what's going to help change things.
so many creative people, tens of thousands of amazing signs. Imagine if we took that creative energy and that energy to create things, and we like built an ark or built a spaceship. We could probably be on Mars by now if we took this energy and put it towards something very productive.
You know what? I never thought of that. If we could take those signs, we could build an ark and be on Mars right now. He just blew my mind. Oh my gosh, the brilliance of these people on the left. And they want to legalize marijuana. Wonder why. Let's keep going.
What does your sign say?
It says kill Donald Trump, and then it says kill Mike Pence, and then it says it's guillotine time, bitches.
I probably wouldn't want to go on a ship built by the people here if the plan was to head to Mars, but I do know what you mean. What does it mean?
And I think that we should kill Donald Trump, and then we should also kill Mike Pence, because I wouldn't want him in office either.
He's like repealed all these protecta sort of stuff that's supposed to protect immigrants in this country. It's like so hypocritical too, and I mean,
we need any immigration reform though.
I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to speak on that.
I'm not against an outsider per se, but I don't think that because you're an outsider, therefore you're qualified.
What do you think makes Trump very unqualified?
Well, he's never been president.
I'm not here to support like somebody's like capitalist like trying to make money off of the struggles of women and like women of color and like people of color in this country. Like I'm actually upset. Like I'm like.
What is your ideal political or social structure?
Communist utopia, but I mean that's pretty hard to do.
Do you think that using the hijab in an image like this would almost incite a bad feeling within like the Muslim community and Muslim women who are oppressed by the hijab?
So obviously I'm not Muslim, so I feel like I can't speak for Muslim women, but I did take a Middle Eastern Studies class this past semester, and one of the things I learned is that the hijab really got a negative image from white colonists.
Right.
And so prior to like white colonialism in the Middle East.
Okay, great job. You can find him on Fleckus, and you can find him on YouTube, and it's just shocking. These are college students, and people are going, we should listen to them. No, they're college kids. Why would you listen to them? I wouldn't listen to them for what I should have for dinner, much less how we should run our country. Oh, but they're going to college. So, means they got to study harder. And those commie professors aren't doing them any good. But at least they're going to be broke. Let's see. Bravo says, love the show. Thank you. Kimberly says, so like, who has that on their resume? Like, I have experience. I was president before. Ha ha ha. Brian says, they're talking to people not on either side. Let's see here. Peggy says, I'm in Honduras, and there are walls around every house, complex, etc. Come to Honduras and enjoy military police everywhere with AK-47s and nightsticks everywhere. Wow. Sue says they need to ask for legal status. If you can't prove you're legal, you can't vote. Michelle agrees with me. So does Sherry. Kaylin says, woohoo! Donna's there agreeing. Eric says, clueless. Diane says, saw those interviews. Good evening, Rusty. Awesome intellect there. Thank you, Brian. Scott's there. David's there. Kara says, how can illegals even get a driver's license without a birth certificate? Citizens should be pissed because of all the hoops citizens have to jump through just to get a frickin' license, let alone voter registration. Again, I've been saying this. America is racist right now. California is racist. I live in Arizona, and they are being racist. And they are being racist because they are giving benefits and they are turning a blind eye to people who have a different color. If you have a different color of skin, police are afraid to ask you certain questions that anybody else would have to be asked. In California, if you are a person of a different color, they are going to give you extra legal benefits. They are not going to hold you accountable to certain laws. And they are going to treat you special based solely on the color of your skin. Now, isn't that racism? You tell me. Kevin says California motor voter registers illegals to vote. Yep. Michael says no DACA, not now, not ever. American citizens first, period. Donna says they lost me. Uh-oh. Hold on. Democrats against citizens always, DACA. That's very good, Kevin. I like that. Robert says, look at China. They have a wall. Daniel says California should secede and govern themselves without federal aid. He's a YouTuber, that guy. Yep, he's good. Bob says we need our veterans to ask Congress, what about us, before bringing in more refugees and giving them aid to foreign countries. All right. Here's another story. And again, when I tell you you need to follow me on the Hear Me Out app, I'm not joking. We have known for a long time all this stuff that Trump was saying, and people were laughing at. Oh, Trump says he's being wiretapped. He was. Trump says Hillary broke the law. She did. Trump says the FBI is against him. They are. And it keeps getting proven more and more and more. All the stuff that Robert Mueller's getting has nothing to do with Russia, nothing to do with collusion. He's going and rounding up everybody he can that have nothing to do with what he's supposed to be doing. But now, did you see the story of today? And I know, surprise, surprise, surprise. Lost FBI texts could form basis for motion to dismiss in Trump team fight against the Russian probe. The latest news that 5 months worth of text messages between FBI agent Peter Strzok and DOJ attorney Lisa Page is sure to make supporters of President Trump continue to claim that the Russia investigation is a politically motivated scheme. More importantly now, Trump's lawyers will be able to do the same. Strzok has already been outed as anti-Trump, leading to his dismissal from the probe. His past communications with Page showed a potential Justice Department bias. By the way, this is a liberal website. Dan Abrams, who was the head guy at MSNBC for a long time. This is his website, and even he is saying this is a big deal. The fact now that nearly a half a year's worth of text messages between Strzok and Page during the time leading up to Robert Mueller's appointment as special counsel were not preserved by Justice Department and will surely fuel motions from Team Trump lawyers against the investigation. So, what they're saying is, we lost 6 months of text messages between this lawyer and Department of Justice couple. They were having an affair, and this FBI agent. And this FBI agent is the guy who interviewed Hillary. He's the guy that got Comey to change the text so that Hillary Clinton wouldn't be in as much trouble. But we're, again, supposed to believe that Donald Trump is the nut, that Republicans are just trying to protect Donald Trump, and we don't want to hear the truth. No, the truth is the left is blinded by hatred. They have allowed their emotions to get so far out of control that they can no longer see the truth. And I saw the movie The Post over the weekend. And it stars Tom Hanks and what's her name that wins all the awards? Oh, Meryl Streep. And it's about the Pentagon Papers. Now, if that was before your time, and it was a little before my time, I was a kid when these came out. There were documents that were written up during the Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, and Johnson administrations mostly pushed by Defense Secretary Robert McNamara, who was under Johnson, and maybe under Kennedy. I don't remember. They knew for decades that it was impossible for America to win the Vietnam War. Now, this is an important story because they knew for sure in about 1965. My father was sent to Vietnam in late 1968, and was killed in January of 1969. So had Johnson listened to these Pentagon papers, my father never would have been sent. Had Kennedy, a lot of other people would have never been sent. Had Eisenhower, Truman. Anyway, but the movie tries to make it out that Nixon was this bad guy. Nixon was the problem, and it was all Nixon's fault. Now, what Nixon was trying to do, and I disagree with him, by the way, what Nixon was trying to do was say, presidents need to have secrets. This was a secret that shouldn't got out, and I'm going to protect the office of the president, and I'm going to protect Johnson and Kennedy and Eisenhower and Truman. Now, if it was me, especially Nixon, who knew that the press hated him, right? I would have went, oh, you want these papers? You want to make the Democrats look bad? Here you go. Here you go. There's all the papers. Have a good time. And then get us out of Vietnam and get us out now. But he didn't do that. And what Trump needs to do is release this FISA memo or Devin Nunes. And we need to get the truth about our government and how we are being lied to and how this whole thing, all of this stuff against Trump, we know what happened. The Democrats were so damned arrogant. They knew Hillary was going to win. Donald Trump was too damn stupid. The Republicans were too stupid. The American people were so stupid they were going to buy Hillary's BS. So they could do whatever they wanted because they knew it would never get found out because Hillary would cover it up for them. And I'll tell you what, Obama was into it over his eyeballs. He was into it up to here. Believe me, we will find out. I don't even need to find out. We know this to be a fact, okay? And then when Trump won, they couldn't believe it. Social media cannot believe it. They don't understand that we're sick of all of those people in power. That's why Trump got elected. It wasn't just because we hated Hillary, although Hillary was the worst. And by the way, how about Democrats giving Hillary a pass on cheating to get Bernie Sanders out? Now, I would have loved to have gone against Bernie Sanders. He would have got beat like a rented mule. But this whole thing, you've got to close your eyes and pretend and sing supercalifragilisticexpialidocious with fingers in your ear, not paying attention to the news, to not realize that the Democrats are crooks right now. They're crooks. They're criminals. Hillary Clinton deserves to be in prison. Chuck Schumer deserves to be in prison. Barack Obama deserves to be in prison. And I don't like to say that about a former president. I don't care who the president is. We are not a banana republic here. But these people used the government and weaponized it against its own citizens. They weaponized the IRS against its own citizens. They weaponized the Justice Department against its own citizens. They weaponized the FISA courts against its own citizens. These people need to be put away, because if they don't get put away, the Democrats will do it again next time. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm all by myself in this. Maybe it doesn't bother you. And by the way, if you agree with me, please give me thumbs ups. Right now, please give me thumbs up, give me some comments. I'm not seeing enough thumbs up. I don't know that I feel like I'm alone. But am I really alone when you see the next story, when we know that Trump's tax cuts are working? California Democrats want businesses to give half their tax cut savings to the state. That, by the way, is by the San Francisco Gate, not some conservative publication. Democrats can't handle it so much, they want to steal the money. Steal it from businesses. Yet I still hear that it's Republicans that are only for the big businesses, that the little guy gets forgotten with Republicans, that Donald Trump just hates and the Democrats just love. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you would come out as a party in favor of 800,000 illegal immigrants if it wasn't just for your votes. Now, again, we know that's what it is. See, that's the thing. It doesn't take that many votes to sway an election. That's what most people don't get. A few votes in this district and a few votes in that district can change an election enormously. 800,000 votes? Now, here's one of the things that I would agree to, and this is what I want to hear from you. Thumbs up if you agree. Give me hearts if you agree with this one. Hearts if you agree with me on this one. Anger if you disagree. First, you let us build the wall. We will then look at a status for DACA. I don't like it, but we'll look at status. However, they can never be allowed to vote. So, we build the wall because we can't trust Democrats to help fund the wall. They will do everything they can to stop that wall, and they do it every time. So we don't trust you on that. We'll talk about, I'm not going to call them dreamers because that's just, psychological BS. We'll talk about the illegal immigrant children. We will allow a certain amount of illegal immigrant children to stay. They will have a certain status. They cannot become citizens, and they will never be able to vote. But they don't have to go back home to their crap hole country should they not want to. Now, if they want to go back to the crap hole country, if the country is not a crap hole, they should go back, right? The politicians cannot benefit from turning a blind eye to illegal immigration like they have done. And that's all this is. This is about politicians trying to fundamentally transform our country by illegally bringing in uneducated voters. People that don't really care that much, but they care enough because they are selfish. See, these aren't people that care about the country. If they did, they would fight to help the country. No, they want things for themselves. They don't want equal rights. They want extra rights. They want special rights. And I say that stops. And we're not going to fall for the same crap that the Democrats pulled on Reagan. Well, grand amnesty, and then we'll get to that wall. We'll grand amnesty first, then we'll get to the wall. No, Chucky Schumer. No, Nancy Pelosi. No, we're not going to fall for it this time. Not this time. By the way, how old was Nancy Pelosi when Reagan was president? Was she 80 then? Anyway. Scott's in California. Doesn't understand it. Carolyn says, you're spot on, Rusty. I'm feeling alone is how I feel. 73 years old, survive on $1,200 a month. It's too bad you're not an illegal immigrant, Carolyn. We'd be able to help you out a lot more. Danny says Gene Simmons for president. Gene Simmons was born in Israel, so he can't do it. Joe says Mexico has sanctions, has sections offensive wall near populated area and official border crossings. It measures 541 miles and runs between North and West Guatemala. Suzanne says, isn't it a coincidence, convenient that they lost those text messages? What a shock. William says, release the memo. Yes. Danny says, Donald is a nut that got too close to the tree. I don't even know what that means, Danny. Don't even know. Let's see here. Kara says Tom Hanks has really disappointed her over the past few years. Laverne is a California deplorable. Check it in. Laverne, good to see you. Brian says, I'm done with Mr. Hanks, lost all credibility with me. I will say this in this movie. It was not a complete hatchet job. Yes, it was. Oh, the media is so wonderful, and if only we just let the media fight for us. Golly jeepers, the world would be a better place. There was one part where he played a guy named Ben Bradley, who was the editor of the Washington Post. And he admitted, well, no, he said that he didn't pull his punches when he was covering Kennedy. He and Kennedy were buddies in real life. They were pals. I didn't pull my punches when it came to Jack Kennedy. So he had no idea that Kennedy had chicks going all around. Every day, 2 or 3 times a day, Kennedy had chicks coming in and out of the White House. What was it? He didn't feel good if he didn't have 3 a day, something like that. And Ben Bradley's like, well, I didn't pull no punches on Kennedy. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. All of them did. And it was disgusting. Robert says, you have no clue with what you're talking about. Just shut your lying mouths and read God's word because you're lost, dude. Robert, what is it that we're missing? And how can you judge me? You don't know my path with the Lord. You don't know that I've been to Israel 10 times. You don't know how many times I've read the Bible. Glass houses, brother. Glass houses. Pull that log out of your eye. Stop judging people. That is not what Christ taught. Shame on you. Shame on you for your judgment. That is not your place, Robert. Not your place. All right, Dennis, release the memo. Williams, Wisconsin, proud. Barb says, finally someone telling the truth. Amen, brother. Bobby says, Rusty. Hey, Bobby. Rowena says, release the memo, drain the swamp, build the wall. Jerusalem has won. Oh, did you see that story? Now my old friend Mike Pence, and people go, old friend? Yeah, Mike Pence and I were talk show hosts in Indiana together. I used to fill in on his show. He used to fill in on mine. I'm gonna run for office someday. Yeah, sure you are, Mike. Good luck with that. Yeah. No, really, I'm gonna run for office. Good luck. Good luck. He taught me, right? Anyway, so he's in Jerusalem, and now he's not going to go to the holy sites because he doesn't want to tick off the Palestinians. Now, here's what folks don't understand. East Jerusalem is where almost all of the Christian holy sites are. And when Muslims gain control of holy sites, they do a couple of things. One, they make them so that it's very difficult, if not impossible, for other religions to visit them. Or 2, they destroy them. Mike, you're wrong in this one. You need to stand and say, the Garden Tomb is a place. And by the way, the Garden Tomb, there's 2 places that Christians believe that Christ was laid to rest. Catholics tend to believe it's the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, a very beautiful building built by the Crusaders back in like 1100 AD, still survives to this day. And Catholics tend to believe that's where Christ was buried. You can go up and there's a hole you can put your hand in, and that's the hole where the cross was. I got a hard time believing that one. Then, about a mile or 2 away, is a place called the Garden Tomb, and this is where most Protestants believe Christ was laid to rest and then 3 days later rose from the dead. The good, loving Muslims, right in front of the Garden Tomb, built a gigantic bus terminal. So think of a big park and ride where there's hundreds, tons of buses at any one time, bellowing out diesel fuel. That's where the Muslims decided, that's where the Palestinians decided to put one of those big-ass park and rides right next to one of Christendom's holiest sites. Now, once you get inside the walls, it's very beautiful. But when you're trying to pray, you're trying to get close to God in the place where, Christ's body was laid, your buses and the smoke and the noise. Can you imagine if we put that thing right next to, the sites in Mecca or Medina? Oh, my gosh, there'd be a bombing every day. Would have blown that up a long time ago. All right. Mary agrees. Dems are only willing to fund the wall for 1 year. What a joke, yeah. Democrats want power only. Everything else is gravy, says Charlie. I agree with me. I agree. All right, I'll read all of your comments after the program. Would you please do me a favor, my friend? I'm really serious. I don't trust these social media sites anymore. I don't. I ask you to go follow us at liberty1tv.com. And I ask you to, there's one app I ask you to follow. It's the HearMeOut app. And you download it to your phone. And you find me, Rusty Humphries, hashtag Rusty's Easy, and follow me. It's a picture of me, a little plus sign, click that and you're following me. And check out that app every once in a while. It is a way that we can communicate. It's like Twitter, but talking. It's only 41 seconds, but believe me, I can get a lot of information in 41 seconds. But it's so important that you go to the Hear Me Out app and follow me, please. I can't tell you how important it is. I'm begging you to not allow these social media giants to destroy our communications. It's too important. So follow me in the Hear Me Out app, please. Download it tonight. Do not wait. Don't say, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it in an hour. Go do it now. Do it on your phone. It's that important, okay? The other thing, again, go check out liberty1tv.com. Very nice folks. They're also on Roku and other places you can watch them. I hear they're doing it for free now. That's pretty amazing. You can find my podcast, The Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Another important thing is to subscribe to it for free at iTunes and Stitcher and iHeartRadio and all those places they have podcasts. I'm here 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West, Monday through Thursday, although this Thursday I'm not going to be here because I'm going to go and hang out with my friend Adam Sandler. So that's it for the program tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you. Keep the comments coming. I will read them tonight. And again, do not forget to follow me. Do it right after the show in just a couple of seconds. Download the Hear Me Out app right there on your phone. Sign up for it. Doesn't cost you anything. And then find me, Rusty Humphries, and follow me if you would please. That's it. May God bless you and may God bless America. My name is Rusty Humphries. This is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.